What's up, agents? Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if it's your first time here. If you're playing the Division 2 solo in 2025 and you feel like you're dying way too often, even with what should be a decent build, this video is going to fix that. Today, we're diving deep into how to stay alive when you're soloing heroic content. This means smart positioning, awareness tips, and practical movement habits that'll instantly improve your survivability. No exotic gear or broken meta needed, just solid tactical play. Let's get into it. In the Division 2, most heroic control points are difficult. Some are worse than others based on enemy composition, environment, or design. I picked the MLK Memorial Library simply because, although not the hardest, it's definitely not one of the easy ones, especially if this is your first time attempting to complete it solo. In this video, I will give you a play-by-play description of my actions, my mistakes, and also share some details about the enemy, all to help you learn how to control, as best as possible, an engagement. Are you ready? Good! Let's go. Alright. Starting the video with something that may seem random, but trust me, it isn't. My first piece of advice, don't call your reinforcements before you start the encounter. I will explain why after we finish the first part of the encounter. As we run in the prep, remember positioning is important. Where you fight can make or break your engagement. For this control point, and based on my knowledge of the environment, I picked the second platform to attack from, as it provides a good middle ground and quick access to both my left and right side, while keeping the enemy's spawn point, which is inside the library, in front of me. Furthermore, there's no possibility for an enemy to attack me by surprise from behind. Always be aware of visual and audio signs the game provides. The white eye you see on the left side of the screen indicates the enemy saw me. Since we didn't hear the distinct high-pitched beep, this means they are not yet engaging, giving me time to take a good position for the fight ahead. It has been my experience that a higher vantage point always provides an advantage, as it often helps you see enemies in cover. As I pull out the drone, I also take a few seconds to evaluate what I'm fighting against. Grenadiers, rushers, technicians, snipers, shield, or gunners. Understand how each of them moves and what their purpose is. Since this is a how-to video, let's make a priority list of all the enemy types. Let's break this down together. First, you have the Grenadiers. Their number one goal is to get you out of cover, destroy your shield, and take away as much of your health as possible from a distance. They have medium health, medium movement speed, good accuracy, and very little cooldown for their grenades. If you're in an elevated position, they should be your first priority. If you're not in an elevated position, rushers will be the priority. Second, we just referenced them in our first point, you have the rushers. They want to flank you, get you out of cover, and immobilized for everyone else to see and shoot you. They have maximum movement speed and medium health. They don't use guns, just axes, electrified police batons, and explosives attached to their chests to attack you. They will mess you up if you don't give them the attention they deserve. Using a shield will not prevent them from attacking you, and if you're facing the cleaners who have explosives attached to their chests, they will disable your shield upon impact. So if you're not in an elevated position, they should be your number one priority. Third are the technicians. Technicians are identified with two signs. One has a wrench, and the other has a Wi-Fi sign. They want to throw as many drones and RCs, shooting, exploding, or burning to hit you with as many status effects as possible in order to get you out of position or out of cover. They have medium health and slow speed. If it feels like they have very little to no cooldown for skills, it's usually because there's more than one technician on a battlefield. If you're at an elevated position, only the drone-sending ones, the ones with the Wi-Fi signal, would be an issue, and they should not be your first priority. Again, if not elevated, assess if what they're sending you is rolling your way. If it does, look out for them, take them out, and continue with your fight. Fourth, we have the snipers. They want to put as much damage to you as possible. They have low health, medium movement speed, and are severely accurate with a sniper rifle. You will have signs when they get ready to fire, the bright white light or the green laser. Unless you're absolutely not paying attention to what's happening, they should not be on your priority list, as they do not charge you and are easy to spot when firing. So be aware of their position and save them for last. Fifth, we have the shields. They have the same purpose as our tank build. They want you to focus them, giving their teammates time to reposition and get you. They have high health, a shield, but slow movement. At the risk of sounding like a broken record, if you're at an elevated position, be aware of them firing at you. They often use like an SMG, so unless you're on the ground and close to them, they should be your last priority along with the snipers. Sixth, and absolutely not least, we have the gunners. They have the simplest role. Just shoot you no matter the cost. Fast movement, strong health, good weapons, but not always accurate. They follow a similar attack pattern as the rushers, so they are fairly easy to intercept and to take out. Alright, let's get back to our checkpoint. To my left, I noticed a grenader hunkering down. I know his mission is to flank me with his grenades in order to throw me out of position and in the open for his teammates to get a clean shot at me. First, I sent the drone by aiming at the grenader and by pressing E on PC, essentially telling my drone to attack him specifically, which keeps him busy while I take care of the other threat. Before I do so, I quickly broke down his pouch, preventing him from sending grenades while I'm looking the other way. After taking care of the threat on the right, once he's out in the open, I can take him out. A quick side note for the drone: if you do not tell the drone what to attack, it will do one of two things. Number 1, attack the closest enemy, or number 2, attack the enemy you are shooting at. Remember to use the drone to your advantage and learn quickly how to control and guide him to help you control the fight or help you win battles. As you can tell, my drone is on a 23-second cooldown, and the threat is coming from the back of the room ahead of me. While staying in cover, I decided to move from side to side, which generates AI movement awareness, prompting them to reposition and attempt an attack. What I'm waiting for is a clean shot. The first to move was the technician. She made a run for cover in an attempt to send one of her drones. Then the grenader made a bold move, attempting to move to the right. Bad decision, and he gets taken out. Notice everyone is in cover except the shield guy, walking right to left in the upper part of the screen. Remember what his mission is. He wants me to shoot him because he can absolutely tank my damage, and he wants his teammates to get a clean shot at me. As you saw, I ignored him and focused fire on that gunner in the back and take him out. Then, I put my focus back on the shield, and that's when the grenader feels he can try and take advantage and move to attempt an attack. Sadly for him, I can clearly see his play and take him out. Here's a clear example of the shield doing his job. At the back of the room, before the boss makes his entrance, we have a gunner hiding in the upper left of the screen. We also have a technician who placed a sniper turret down, looking for its opportunity. Since everyone's hiding, the shield is moving towards me, and since everything looks fine, I engage. 2 seconds later, that turret gets a clean shot that takes out all of my overshield, my shield, and a quarter of my health in the process. The shield did his job perfectly, and it worked. I compose myself, heal, and get ready for the final round. Since the shield is now in a vulnerable position because he's focusing on the drone, I can take him out. One of the last technician running around is the one that dropped that sniper turret all the way in the back. With him is another gunner, and since he tries to take cover in front of me, I'm able to take him out clean. Then comes that deep thud indicating the boss is coming out. While that happens, more troops arrive. We can see 2 technicians trying to hide in the upper left of the screen, and a grenader also comes in and tries to hide inside the room. Since the 2 technicians haven't yet deployed a skill, I focus the one on the right and take him out clean. Then I take my focus over to the grenader and take him out as well. The boss is also a sniper, so you can see him stay in the back and behind cover. The technician seems like she wants to try and push me by moving to my left. In reality, she was trying to flank me in an attempt to place another turret. I quickly take her out and realized something in the process. First, I was no longer in cover. Second, I saw we now had more visitors. Even if we're getting to the end of the first part of the engagement, this became what I like to call a double event. Essentially, when a patrol or convoy is moving about in the game world, their path can and will inevitably cross with control points, and they will join the fight. Since they are part of the heroic world, however not a part of the control point, they are much easier to take down, with only one of them having an overshield. I can quickly take care of the threat and get back to the main task. A white light means that a sniper is aiming down sights, plus the neon green laser is him taking aim at you. Advice from me to you: don't do what I just did and peek or shoot in a different direction when that white light is out. As my drone was still in cooldown, I tried to throw a grenade in order to hopefully get him out of cover or to reposition. Sadly, I couldn't reach him with the grenade to do so. I opted to send it near that truck in the front in an attempt at getting a clean shot at the gunner that was right there. That tactic failed as well. The drone's cooldown is now done, and I'm able to redeploy it back into action. As soon as the boss takes a peek, I send the drone to attack him, which ultimately gets him to focus on the drone and not me while I attempt to take out the other enemies. The drone did its job and took the boss out of cover. The boss, being a sniper, will always try to remain in cover, which he does. After firing a few shots in his direction, I start paying attention to the last enemies in the back of the room. I take both of them out, and with them out of the way, now all I have left is the boss. I completely missed the green laser aimed at me, and the boss was able to blind me. Luckily, my drone still had 75% life left and kept him occupied while I was recovering. As my vision recovers, it's essentially over for the boss. Snipers don't have much armor or health, and once they are taken out of cover, they are easy to take down. As the boss tries to stay behind a car, the drone again does its job and pulls him out of cover, which gives me the opportunity to finish the first part of the encounter. Remember to reset your drone so you can have it for the start of the second part of your checkpoint. With the first part of the encounter over, you can clearly tell nothing is happening, and I'm not in a rush. I first hinted to this at the start of the video. Notice I didn't call reinforcements when I first started the checkpoint, and there's a reason for this. Before I learned about this strategy, I would typically call for reinforcements at the start of an encounter. The positive of doing it this way is, should you get down before the end of the first part of your encounter, if the leader of the group you called has arrived, he or she can come to your rescue and revive you. If they are not at the checkpoint yet, calling for help won't work. This is why running the Reviver Hive when using a red DPS build is important. I suggest you call reinforcements after completing the first part of your encounter. It will give you the time you need to loot if you choose to, restock on ammo, and then strategize on the best place to defend and take over the checkpoint. In the case of the MLK Memorial Library, the best place to defend is from the platform up in the air that was built near the building. It provides a bird's eye view of both possible entry points from the attacking enemies. They will either attack from the left side, coming from that small alley, or they will be attacking from the right side, coming from the street. Once on the platform, be aware of your surroundings, especially of items that could be shot by the enemy and explode or burn you, throwing you out of cover and in the open. Since I haven't called for reinforcements yet, that gives me the time to shoot it down, preventing the enemy from doing it to me. Once all clear, I call for reinforcements, and looking at my minimap, I assess where the threat will be coming from. Usually, where the encounter starts is where the boss will also show up from. Again, in the case of the MLK Memorial Library, they will either be coming from that alley on my left side or the street on the right side. The order will be different each time you complete it. I pull out the drone and look at the first two enemies to come out of the alley to prioritize which one requires my attention first. As we explained earlier, grenaders need to be taken care of early, as their sole purpose is to hurt you and pull you out of cover. Side note, if you can get one of their pouches to explode while they are grouped up, it will hurt the others, as well as slow them down and simplify that instance of your encounter. I assessed the correct threat and started taking out the second grenader. However, I didn't know if one of the two others running on my left was also a grenader, and because of this, I started firing so I could tell which class they were. After realizing neither one of them was a grenader, but really two rushers, I also noticed the actual grenader was preparing to launch a grenade my way. So I immediately destroyed the first rusher's pouch, which temporarily put both of them out of action for a few seconds. Notice on the minimap, as soon as I take out the second rusher, the threat detection is now pointing to the right, which is where my attention will be required once I take care of the grenader. As I'm repositioning to take on the enemy coming from the right, notice at the top of the screen that my friendly reinforcements have not yet arrived. The second part of this encounter has been going on for a good 33 seconds, and they're still not here. The first one out is a rusher. As we've established earlier, they are the fastest enemy. I shoot down his pouch, which stuns him, and had any other enemy been with him, it would have done the same to them. The grenader tries to take cover between the green food truck and the bench or walls just in front, but he may have been too far to effectively take me out of position. Repositioning is what gave me the opportunity to take him out. Side note, Always try to hit their side pouches. It's a great habit to have, as in certain circumstances, it provides some much needed crowd control, like slowing them down or burn them. Most importantly, it helps you to take them out. A second grenader comes in and makes the same mistake as the first one. The reason why he did this is simple. The AI sees my position and recognizes that trying to move from the entrance to that cover immediately in front of the lamppost is impossible to do without being taken out. So he tries to go left, quickly understands he's at a non-lethal distance, and decides to reposition quickly, only to get taken out. A few key items to notice. First, friendly reinforcements are now inbound, which means they should arrive soon. After taking out the grenader, I deal with 2 rushers back to back. Remember, they will go at you full tilt, as this is what they have been programmed to do. As soon as I take out the second rusher, you hear that distinct deep thud sound which announces the boss is on its way. Simultaneously, you also saw the left side of the minimap turn on, which means the boss and other enemies are coming from that alley. As I reposition to take on the enemy coming from the alley, I fail to recognize the threat. Moving into position, near the first area we fought from in the first part of this encounter is a grenader, and he will be positioning himself in order to be able to take me out, and he almost succeeds. Instead of properly assessing the threat, I focused my attention on the rusher and took him out. In the process, I noticed there was another grenader running right in front of me and made that quick decision to take him out. At that same moment, you can hear the thump of a grenade being launched while I'm completely out of cover and shooting at the other grenader on the street. That grenade hit me head on and took out all of my armor and a bit of my health. I had to stop and use a medkit to recover my shield. Once done, I take out the grenader on the street. Remember that last enemy from the right I didn't take care of earlier? Well, add him to that grenade I just ate, and this is why I almost got taken out. Notice at the top of my screen that my friendly reinforcements are still inbound, which means they haven't yet arrived to support me. And there you have it, a complete play-by-play of the MLK Memorial Library checkpoint. Let's quickly recap, in no particular order, some of the important points we covered. Number 1, elevation is key. Try to find a vantage point that gives you an advantage for the fight ahead, whether for the first or second encounter. Number 2, don't call reinforcements at the start. Do it after the first part of your engagement and take the time to prep and find a good, tactically sound spot to fight from. Number 3, always assess the type of threat you're facing. Each enemy type deserves your attention, however, not with the same priority. If I was to draw a priority list, it would look something like this. First, grenaders. Second, rushers. Note here, priority will swap between them depending on elevation. If you're in an elevated position, grenaders first, and if you're not in an elevated position, rushers will be first. Third, technicians. Again, if you're in an elevated position, Wi-Fi's first, and if not, then wrench first. Fourth, gunners. Fifth, snipers, and sixth, shields. Number 4, familiarize yourself with how each of the enemy type moves, what their purpose is, and their attack patterns. It will be much easier for you to anticipate what they'll do and help you counter their actions. Number 5, the game will always provide visual as well as audio clues of what's happening or going to happen. Use them to your advantage. Number 6, always try to be aware of how you move or have been moved while you fight. Sometimes we think we're in cover, but in reality, we're exposed. Number 7, use cover like it's your second skin. Never stand in the open, if at all possible. And number 8, don't rush fights. Enemies will come to you. Mastering positioning and awareness will instantly make you feel more in control and stronger, even on a full red build. Having a sound strategy will help you win more of those small battles during encounters and get you more check marks in that win column. If this video has helped you out in any way, hit that like button and let me know in the comments if you'd like me to do the same with a specific control point. And please remember to subscribe for more tactical breakdowns just like this one. Hope to see you out there, agents.